This week we check out some ominous High Republic poster art, crash land on a tropical island with LEGO, and more. Remember last week when that murder porgs attacked? I don't want to alarm you, but I think one of them bit me. Oh no. What's happening? Whew. Turns out that was no moon. It was a space station. So we're all fine here. The light of the Jedi is going dark in Star Wars: The High Republic. Today we got our hands on this ominous poster art teasing out the final wave of stories in Phase 1, and friends, things are looking pretty bleak. The Starlight Beacon is full on fire. Avar Kriss, Stellan Gios, and Elzar Mann have their lightsabers at the ready. That's right, new Elzar Mann art alert. Heck, even Astala Maru has had to leave his cup of space tea behind to brandish his weapon. I don't even know who to blame for this cocktail of emotions, but you know what? It's all of them. They all know what they did. To take a closer look, head over to @StarWars on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. On your mark, get set, bake with IDW's Star Wars: The High Republic Adventures. Written by Daniel Jose Older and Vita Ayala, the Galactic Bake Off Spectacular will put Torben, Buckets of Blood, Buck, and Cantum Psy in the most intense, ruthless bake-off imaginable. Watch as the two competitors whip up Master Yoda's special pastry recipe that requires one extra special ingredient. No, Buckets of Blood's special ingredient isn't buckets full of blood. Nor is it the right amount of whip stir like the great Chef Gourmanda. What these bakers need is a story. Pick it up when it hits store shelves January 2022. Earlier this week, Lucasfilm Games and Gameloft announced a new LEGO Star Wars gaming collaboration, LEGO Star Wars Castaways. You may find yourself crash landing on a tropical island on a hidden planet in this new online multiplayer game. Customize your in-game LEGO minifigure with hundreds of pieces, explore your new home, meet new characters, hang out with friends, and visit a mysterious observatory that contains recorded simulations spanning the galaxy. Fight stormtroopers, escape Echo Base, and infiltrate the Death Star, but hurry! A growing corruption is threatening to alter these historical moments. LEGO Star Wars Castaways will be available in the Apple Arcade starting November 19th. Our month-long celebration of Halloween continued this week with yet another poster for LEGO Star Wars Terrifying Tales, this time paying tribute to John Carpenter's The Thing. And over on StarWars.com, we've run down 20 of the eeriest Easter eggs you'll find in the special, now streaming on Disney+. There are 80s horror nods, Ren invading Ben Solo's dreams, and the creepy kids singing in Huttese evokes A Nightmare on Elm Street. That shirtless Bith playing the clue horn could only be an homage to the Lost Boys. And the deadly battle droid breaking down the door is a glorious nod to The Shining. Plus, the special weaves in classic monster movies like Frankenstein, The Twisted Tales of the Twilight Zone, and of course, Star Wars references. Get a closer look at that poster art and learn more about those playful references by slashing your way Freddy Krueger style to StarWars.com/thisweeknow. When he's not singing sea shanties as Seahawk on She-Ra and the Princesses of Power, or taking his shot as Philip in the Broadway run of Hamilton, Jordan Fisher is part of the Star Wars Visions galaxy, the voice of Dan in The Elder. Recently, this Padawan stopped by to tell us what it felt like getting the call to be part of two things he loves, Star Wars and anime, and why his character gives us all young Obi-Wan Kenobi vibes.
Oh, I mean, like the reaction was guttural and very loud, so I won't do that right now, but it's a lot of screaming. As an anime fan, obviously thrilled for people that might not really love anime or know anime like that to be introduced in the world of Star Wars and to have an opportunity to see how anime can look and feel so differently, story to story, film to film. It's a really, really cool thing as well.
Could it possibly be Sith? If so, you know I'm ready to fight.
One of the first questions I asked was like, what's his Kyber crystal? That gives me a lot of information. Oh, he wields one singular blue lightsaber. Cool, okay. I'm imagining the timeline probably means that he's pretty balanced in the Force and in swordsmanship, so I know that he wants some action. He's a human person and a speaking person first, so that's cool. It's fun to have that information and all of that nerd time that I have spent nerding out and loving and reading and absorbing and watching and listening and whatnot over the course of, 2 decades. It paid off in the booth.
You think I'll get stronger?
So long as you remember this. Do not forget your training and your kindness.
He gives me young Obi-Wan vibes. He gives me nurture, very in tune with the Force, probably more so than most Padawans at his age, with excellent swordsmanship skills, which is really great. The fact that he can hold his own against the Sith Lord is pretty awesome. Obi-Wan was kind of, from a young age, thrusted into things levels above where he was supposed to be and managed to succeed, and then ultimately became one of the most powerful Jedi to ever exist. Like, I kind of see Dan having that thing. He's a healing person. He's kind of nurturing. You can tell but just by the way he interacts with some of the villagers and the kids and things. I see him having a similar but different route to Obi-Wan. That's kind of what he felt like to me.
Thank you, Jordan. That's it for this week, but for more on these stories and other news from around the galaxy, check out StarWars.com. And be sure to join us right here for This Week in Star Wars every Thursday. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.